Hi, I'm Kathy Hayes, your host for this evening. Thank you for joining us for Political Review. Tonight, we are interviewing more candidates who are running in the upcoming election. March 20th is the election time, and we hope that all of you get out and vote. We hope to have record numbers this year, and in order to do that, we need for you to know about the candidates. Tonight I have with me Judge McGing. Judge McGing is currently sitting on the bench here at Cook County, but is now a candidate for the appellate court. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Kathy. Thank you for having me here today.
Wonderful. We would like to know a little bit about you. We know that you're here from Chicago area and your family has some history here. Could you share that with some of our viewers?
Sure. I was born at St. Anne's Hospital. I'll start right from the beginning, and lived over on Kamerling near North Avenue in Cicero, and my family then moved to the Belmont and Central area where I grew up. And today I live in Edison Park with my wife, and we have 3 teenage boys, 18, 16, and 13. I attended DePaul University undergrad and also DePaul University School of Law, and I graduated from there and I've been licensed to practice law in Illinois for the past 25 years.
And it has been a wonderful educational career that you've had. And looking over some of your information, you've had a wide variety of educational experiences, even FBI experience.
I have. I've been very lucky. When I left law school, I was already working at the Cook County State's Attorney's Office, so I continued to work there. Then I went into private practice, did a lot of criminal defense work, and I had my own civil litigation firm. And during the course of that, I ended up representing Cook County and meeting the then Sheriff Mike Sheehan. I ended up working for him as a general counsel. And while working for Mike Sheehan, I was invited to attend the FBI National Academy in Quantico, Virginia, and I graduated from there in 1999.
That is amazing. So you've had a wide variety of experiences to take with you on the bench. Currently, you're on the bench here in Cook County. Can you tell me a little bit why you've decided to go and take on a new challenge of going to the appellate court?
Yes, and to do that, I'd have to go back a little bit in time. When I graduated from college, I actually was hired in the Cook County State's Attorney's Office before I even started law school. I was working as a clerk in the Criminal Appeals Division, and I had worked at a law firm where I had learned how to do legal research. And I was drafting issues for appellate briefs, cases that are on appeal from the circuit court. And those were criminal cases for the State's Attorney's Office, and I really enjoyed that work. And by the end of my freshman year, I was drafting appellate briefs, and I did that when I was in private practice. I did it for different organizations, and then I also did it as a special appellate prosecutor for state's attorney offices outside of Cook County. So I had a very solid background in appellate law, and I really enjoyed it. And then in December, unfortunately, Justice Cahill of the Illinois Appellate Court passed away, and this seat became available, and that's why I'm running for it now. I believe I have vast experience in that area and in civil, criminal, and administrative law, and I hope to win that March 20th and to ascend to the appellate court at that time.
That is amazing. Now, for those who don't really understand what the process of the appellate court or the need for the appellate court is, could you give us a little brief synopsis of that, please?
Yes, that's a great question. When anybody goes to court, it might be a traffic ticket, it might be a civil case, somebody's been hurt, or there's been a car accident, it might be an employment discrimination case, it could be a civil rights case, it could be any type of case. Somebody wins and somebody loses at the trial level. If somebody loses and they want to appeal their case, that is, they want to challenge it further, it then goes to the Illinois Appellate Court. Everybody has a right to appeal their case from the trial court, which we call the circuit court. In Cook County, it's the Circuit Court of Cook County. At the appellate court, they must hear all cases that are appealed to them. And there's only 18 elected justices on the First District Appellate Court, which is Cook County, and there's 6 that are appointed or assigned there by the Illinois Supreme Court. It really is, in most cases, the court of last resort for everyone who wants to appeal their case, because the Illinois Supreme Court only has original jurisdiction where they have to hear an appeal in a very small number of cases. Otherwise, they have to grant permission for a case to be appealed to the Illinois Supreme Court. So in almost 96, 97% of all cases appealed, they're actually concluded at the Illinois Appellate Court.
That is a heavy, heavy responsibility, which, as you said, calls for a lot of research and understanding. I know that you have a lot of wisdom, but some of the bar associations have also said that they have found you qualified or highly qualified. Can you tell me a little bit about some of the bar reviews that you've gone through?
Sure. I've gone through the Alliance of Bar Associations, and that's a collection of a number of bar associations. What they've done, instead of doing their own individual evaluations, they've joined together. You have everyone from the Chicago Council of Lawyers to the Decalogue Society to the Women's Bar to the Illinois State Bar, and a number of ethnic different bar associations. And I went in front of them, and every bar association that did an evaluation, because not all of them do evaluations, but everyone that did an evaluation found me recommended or qualified, and the Chicago Bar Association found me highly qualified for the Illinois Appellate Court.
That is amazing, and a very hard task to achieve, because each bar association has a different measurement means of how they evaluate those who are candidates or who wish to be judges. But you seem to have gone through it quite well. Could you tell me a little bit more about the support that you've received throughout Cook County for this particular run?
Yes, thank you. Yeah, I've received a lot of support throughout the Chicagoland area, and in the city of Chicago and also in suburban Cook County. There are elected officials who are helping me, a number of unions, everyone from the electrical unions to the elevator constructors to the Chicago firefighters, even to the Fraternal Order of Police organizations at the city, county, and state levels have all endorsed me. So it's been going really well, but again, all those endorsements are wonderful, but the only endorsement that matters is on March 20th when
Absolutely.
a voter actually says that they're endorsing you and vote for you. So.
Absolutely. Could you tell me specifically how has your name appeared on the ballot?
It appears under the Cahill vacancy, and that's because Justice Cahill held this spot last before he passed. And it's the first appellate court race after the Supreme Court. It's in alphabetical order, so the Cahill vacancy is the next one that voters will see on the ballot right after the Illinois Supreme Court race. And I am number 115, 115 on the ballot. That's my punch number. And they'll see it as James Michael McGing. And I hope that they'll go up there and connect that arrow at 115, 115, and vote for me.
That is amazing. This has, been such a challenging year. People are learning new things about. What do you think is one of the best things that people can learn about going out and vote and becoming a part of democracy?
I think the best thing that they can do or learn by doing it is that every single vote is so important. If you think that my vote doesn't count, you're wrong. There are so many elections that are decided by one vote, but collectively, when you have people that feel that way and they're not motivated to vote, I think it sends the wrong message to everyone, either society or even young people who are looking at their parents, looking at their older siblings who turn 18 and who are eligible to vote. Do they vote? Are they involved? Do they feel it's important? Because it really is important. It's important who your elected officials are. It's very important who your judges are, making sure that you're voting for people who are fair, who are impartial, who are listen to all sides, not make up their mind before they've heard all the evidence in a case, that they're going to do the research, for instance, on the appellate court, to research the actual issues that people are claiming in their briefs, in their writings, in their oral arguments, and do all that research and be diligent and give people adequate and timely decisions in their cases. It's really important to everyone. It affects us at all levels. It may just be a traffic case, but it also could be a wrongful death case. Mm-hmm. It could be an employment discrimination case. And those cases, to the people who are involved, are probably the most important things in their lives. And by somebody not voting, it may be that somebody who's not as qualified is not getting that position and being able to decide those cases.
Absolutely. I know that your father was a very hardworking man, as well as your mom, but you're the only lawyer out of the group. They must be very proud of you, because you've gone from going to college and becoming a professional man all the way up to the bench. How does your family react to the fact that you are now going to trying for the appellate court?
They're very proud. They're very supportive. And my father was a plumber, and in fact, he just recently received a little award from the Plumbers Union for 50 years.
Wow. As
a plumber. He's obviously retired now and not working anymore, but my mom worked in a rectory. They worked really hard. They're really proud that I continued with my education and was motivated to complete it, and I think that's the message also that we should try to send. I teach part-time at Triton Junior College. I teach criminal evidence, I teach criminal procedure, criminology, administration of justice. I love teaching it I kept teaching even after I became a judge at a junior college, because I felt that's the place I really can try and motivate young people to keep going on and get their degrees and to advance themselves. I always tell them, no one can take your education away from you.
Absolutely.
No one.
Absolutely. That's what my parents told me as well. But before we leave here today, could you please tell us how we can learn more about you through your website or your Facebook page, or how we can contact you?
Thank you. I have a webpage. It is McGingforJudge2012.com, and I'm also on Facebook. It's James Michael McGing for Appellate Court. And I have a personal webpage, Jim McGing, that you can also find on there. And you can see all the events that I'm attending or that I've been at. You can see all of my endorsements and things that are ongoing. It changes every day, such as being on the show today, which I really appreciate. And hopefully we'll have some links on there so that people can also see these videos again if they'd like to. Just keeping an eye out, in the press, and looking at the bar evaluations to make sure you're voting for qualified people. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so very much for being here this evening with us, and thank you for being with us also. Please remember, March 20th, it is your right to vote. Get out and vote. Your vote is your voice, as we always say here. Thank you for joining us again this evening. Please come back, learn more about the candidates, and vote on March 20th. Good night.